Hey guys, Joe Tech here, and today we're going to be doing the CCNA 2 Activity 9.3.2.12 solution. So let's get started. If you're familiar with my process, this should go rather smoothly. So we need to read, once this comes up, we need to read thoroughly. This is a very it seems to be a very complicated activity, but we will read through it carefully and hopefully get the information that we need entered in properly. Now, let's move this over a little bit just so we can have better reading capability. All right, so now, in this scenario, specific devices on the LAN are allowed to various services on servers located on the internet. Part 1. Configure a named extended ACL. Use one named ACL to implement the following policy. Now, it's great that they obviously give you the list of IPs, and it's very important to continue reading. It's a very complicated and drawn-out activity, believe it or not, that I found. Thankfully, you have an up arrow. You can simply just change the previous command, and just by editing a few numbers here and there, a few IP addresses, and then pretty much move it along pretty quickly. So since the instructions tell you to use an extended ACL, which is nice. It says in step 1, it says deny PC1, which is this IP address, access to HTTP and HTTPS, which is port 80 and port 443, services on server 1 and server 2. So here's server 1 and here's server 2. Because it is impossible to directly observe the subnet of the servers on the internet, 4 rules are required. What is the command to begin the named ACL? So, since it's telling us to create an extended ACL list, we enter in, well, first let's get into the mode that we need to be in. Now we're in the proper location, enable and config T. Now we're in the area that we need to be. We need to tell the system that we want to create an extended ACL. Now, since we're going from one device to another device, we're blocking like from the source to the destination, and it's one IP address. So we simply tell it that we need to do IP access list extended, and then it says in the instructions, create an extended IP access list named ACL. So we want to make sure we get 100% on this activity. So we call it extended ACL. By the way, if you hear the clicking of my keyboard, I have a Corsair gaming keyboard K70, and it's a mechanical keyboard, and that is why you hear the clicking. All right. So let's move on. So it says to deny PC1 to PC1 to server 1 only for HTTP at port 80. So the command for that would be deny tab. Now, if you wanted to see what each next command would be, you can always hit the question mark. Since HTTP and port 80, I'm sorry, HTTP, which is port 80, and HTTPS, which is 443, are all on the TCP. So that's what we do. We type TCP tab, and then at this point, we want to tell it it's the host. So if we hit question mark, we have options of source address, but since it's a single host, we actually type in that particular host. And now, which is really important, that for you to get 100% on this activity, you need to do this in the order it says listed here. You can't jump to, step 1, section E, and then go to B, and then D, and then C. It won't work like that. You will get it. That'll stay a 0 down in that right corner there. So you must do it in the order that is listed, which sucks. So even though you did it correctly, it doesn't give a shit. So you need to do it in the order it says on the paper. So in that instance, we would type in host, and then the first IP address, which is PC1, which is 172.31.1.101. Correct, right? And then we want to go to the destination host. We type in host again, and that would be the destination server 1, which is 64.101.255.254. And it tells us to block port 80 first, so we go EQ for equal 80. Enter. There's your first entry. Now, since the next entry is the same PC and server, but it's just changing to port 443, we hit the up arrow, regenerates the whole line, which is nice, backspace twice, and type in 443. Enter. There's the second line. Now we blocked 80 and 443 on server 1. Now we need to go to server 2 for PC1. So now we want to go to PC1 and block server 2 for port 80. So we go up arrow again, and we change this to 80 here first. That's how I would do it. And we want to go to server 2, which is 64.103.255.254. So that's port 80. Hit enter. That's still PC1. So we got to block it on both servers. Server 1 and server 2, both port 80 and port 443. So we go up arrow again, change this to 443, hit enter. All right, so now PC1 is complete. Blocked both ports on both servers. So now let's move on to PC2. So we've completed this section here. Now we go to step 2. We want to deny PC2 to access FTP services on server 1 and server 2. So obviously we only want to do port 21. So we hit the up arrow again, which is so nice. And PC2 is IP address 102. So it's 172.31.1.102 is PC2. And server number 1 is 64.101.255.254. Take your time. There's no rush here. And we want to equal to 21. So let's verify that we got this done. So deny TCP host 172.31.1.102. Let's go up here to verify that this is PC2. 172.31.1.102. And the first server is 64.101.255.254. That is correct. And equals to port 21. So port 21, that's correct. Hit enter. And now we want to do it for server 2. Up arrow again and change this to from 101 to 103. Hit enter. Now we deny. So PC1 and PC2 are complete. Now we move on to PC3 and deny it icmp, which is ping, from PC3 to server 1 and server 2. So with this, there is a slight modification. If you want, let's hit up arrow again, and let's move all the way over to TCP and change that to icmp. And we want to change this to we go to the IP address because we want to go to PC3, which is 172.31.1.103. And we want to go to the first server. So we've come to the conclusion that it is 64.101.255.254. And we remove the equals and the port 21 because ICMP does not require a equal to a port number because ping is just ping. So we hit enter on that. Then we hit up arrow again because we got to do it on server 2, which it doesn't make any sense. You notice that they created 101, 102, and 103 for PCs, but created the servers to be 101 and 103, really to whack you out. So now we denied that. So we have these commands. I mean, it's really, if you look at it, it's really simple. Then we go to permit all other traffic. So since deny overrules everything, as you know, now we need to tell it to permit all other traffic. So as we done in the previous activity, it's a simple permit IP any. Hit enter. Now as soon as you do that, you'll notice down in the bottom, finally, after all these commands, as soon as you do the permit IP any, that goes from 0 to an 80. So we have 80 out of 100 already. So now we need to tell it what interface. So interface G0/0. Because if you go up to here and you highlight this particular green dot, it'll show you the switch port, which is gigabit 0/1, and then it'll show you the router port, which is 0/0. So that is what you want. And then we need to tell it which access group we want to apply this to after all that is all done. So we go IP, access group, ACL. We did capitals, and group names are always in capitals. Remember that. And hit in, and voila, 100 out of 100. So that is the commands for 9.3.2.12. This is the solution. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll talk with you soon. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't like this video, thumbs down. I try to make everything nice and crystal clear for my viewers and subscribers. Hopefully the viewers that you will become subscribers, because this is going to continue. This will be part of my CCNA video series. Take care and have a great day.